Hi, good evening, everybody. So, we were just sitting out there and listening to the previous panelist, and we realized that everyone's talking about digital. Unfortunately, that's the theme of this entire two-day session, which is Phygital. Our session today, and I think we have a lovely set of panelists with us today. It's all about how do you actually focus on the right target audience, use the right segmentation strategy, and ensure you can engage consumers in the physical and the digital world. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually ask each one of the panelists to introduce themselves and tell us in terms of how's the digital world actually impacting life or marketing for them or the operations in the respective segments that they operate in. And we can start with Megha. Over to you.
Hi everyone, this is Megha Agrawal, and I head marketing for a brand called Time Zone Entertainment. So, moving on to Isha, who can introduce herself.
Hi everyone, this is Isha and I head brand marketing at Clinically.
Hi, this is Prakash Patel. I am the founder of Bhumi factory outlet.
Great. So, Megha, how is the digitalization actually impacting life at Time Zone? Can you tell us a little bit about how difficult your jobs become?
In fact, I would say my job has not become difficult, but it has become easier with digital, because in the old era, without digital, it was so difficult to reach out to your TG, right? It used to be more of some kind of visibility inside the mall. It used to be some kind of groundwork, activation, on-ground activation, and that's about it. Marketing used to consist of all these product mixes. Now things have evolved to a level that, be it a Facebook ad or something to do on GDN or any kind of announcement that you want to make through an emailer or an SMS or a WhatsApp campaign or any of the channel. In fact, influencer has picked up so well in last few years that it has become the most important marketing mix for us, and we are dependent a lot on influencers. And most of the lifestyle brands, if you see in India, like us or any of the lifestyle brand for that matter, influencer marketing is playing a key role over there. And when it comes to customer segmentation, in terms of digital and all, there are user demographics, there are user behavior, there are affinity segments that we create through multiple tools to segment this audience. And then an effective communication which is delivered to them in different formats in terms of video, in terms of a static ad, in terms of a banner ad, which kind of helps us in involving our marketing strategy.
Sure. So I think, Ishita, you're operating basically in a very nice, complex and specialized skin, right, regime for consumers. And I'm sure you must be having a big task in terms of saying, how do I reach out to the right kind of people? Right?
That's
how do you all
correct.
do that?
That's correct. The industry that we work in, the skin and hair care industry, it's very personal to everyone. Our hair, our skin, how it kind of shows people how we are. That is the first thing that people see. So targeting people in this niche is challenging, but we have taken that challenge up very sportingly. We have segmented our users by looking at prescriptions from over 7 lakh plus consultations that has happened on the Clinically platform, and using those along with an AI analysis model that we have created, using a mix of both, we have been able to create recommendations. Okay, if you are coming and if you are buying, say for example, minoxidil for your hair, we can then recommend you other products that can help you in your hair growth journey as well. So essentially engaging the audience in a way that it helps us get a higher AOV out of them every time they come as well.
Fantastic. That's really nice. And I'll come back to you because, I think you spoke about the AI model that you're deploying. Yeah. And I think everyone in the audience would like to know more about that. So before that, we move to Prakash. Yeah. So obviously, he comes from a real estate industry. And, I can tell you that, Tips Frankie, we are present in many malls. We are present in many retail outlets. And we are seeing that obviously the malls are seeing a lot of challenge in terms of attracting footfalls. And it'll be interesting to see, when you're opening a new mall, what's the kind of concept you're looking at? What's the kind of TG you're trying to attract, Prakash? So I think, can you just share your views, please?
So when we talk about the malls, so there are lots of footfalls come into malls. But we can't basically justify where these people are coming are either our buyer or not, or they are coming just to visit the mall. So we are making one AI tool. With the help of AI tool, we are going to focus where each person who is entering to mall will be getting the label, and when he goes to all brand outlets, to some of brands in the mall, how much time he has spent in the that particular shop or store, and how much time he is circulating himself, and which brand he is going into. So we can see the consumer behavior, how the like a person is focusing on which brand is not getting good footfall inside the mall. So when person is coming inside the mall, we are not able to justify which how many footfalls came into which store. So we can give the figures to the retailers. He can also have like research about how he can improve, and there are lots of footfalls inside the store, but he can't convert. So how he's like people inside the store, how he can improve likewise we can give a research format where a retailer can have a help where the quality crowd and the good conversation ratio can be happening by through that AI tools.
Well, this is really lovely. So what I'm hearing about is that the mall of the future, we're actually going to chase the shopper. और हम ये मतलब देख पाएंगे कि वो कौन से दुकान में जा रहे हैं, कौन से retailer के जा रहे हैं, and अगर वो नहीं खरीद रहा है तो क्यों नहीं खरीद रहा है. And I mean that's fantastic. So how are you planning to do this? Are you going to give an RFID tag or something?
So we have lots of see, basically my background is we are making industrial parks across India. So we have a client who are into the AI technology with the help of the camera and the AI tool. He can have the label to each person, and that person is going wherever the AI tool with the camera he can judge where he is going and how much time he is spending, how much time it takes to come out that store. So we can do that, and it will be starting in maximum when we are launching our mall in the month of October, November, and by that time we will be having the full-fledged research about that product, and we will be implementing it.
Fantastic, that's really nice. Ishita, coming back to you, can you share a lot about, the AI model that you have? And how do you go about actually segmenting and creating cohorts for yourself?
So essentially how it is working is that we analyze the prescription, their past orders, past purchases, and the demographic data to understand what kind of products they are buying and why they are buying it. Sorry. What problem is that product solving for them? And then we are kind of tying that insight that we get with an outcome. Because whenever you come for a consult at clinically, you're expecting an outcome out of it. You're either expecting your skin to lighten up, or your hyperpigmentation to clear up, or your hair growth to be a little faster. So with that, the insights that we get and tying that to an outcome-driven product and solution, we are able to create that relevance which the consumers actually like and want most in any e-commerce platform, especially a marketplace like ours. Because you cannot just go and type, okay, I want this product and expect it to work for you. You will need some help, some hand-holding, some guidance when it comes to products that are not otherwise OTC relevant products. Another thing in AI that we are also doing is that our search bar also has an AI recommendation engine that is running into it. So when it comes to keywords, especially in our industry, people call sunscreen in various ways. So someone can write it as SPF, someone can write it as sunscreens. So it is very important for our AI model to understand that SPF also means sunscreen, as much as sunscreen means sunscreen. So whenever someone is typing SPF in the search bar, they are immediately able to see the list of all the sunscreens that we have in the platform, which is otherwise a very difficult task for a lot of e-commerce brands to actually achieve in this market.
So tell me something. So how many cohorts and segments would you actually have developed that you actually use for targeting your marketing communication?
Mostly for marketing communication, we have the purchase cohort and the order and the consult cohort. So I'd say around 3 or 5 cohorts that we have.
Okay, cool. So, Megha, you obviously look after time zone. And, my daughters now turned 21. And, I think till the age of 12, every weekend we had to go to a time zone to actually have fun. That was a savior for all parents at that time. But as soon as she obviously graduated, entered her teens, we stopped coming, right? So I'm sure this is a challenge you might be facing, that you have a lot of loyal customers, but after a certain age band, they're dropping out. So are you doing anything to attract this kind of a TG back to time zone?
Yes, yes. In fact, this is the biggest challenge that we have been trying to address in last few years. So earlier we were known to be a kids only brand, right? And people used to say that this is a gaming zone which is meant only for kids. But that is a kind of shift we are trying to bring in consumers' mind by changing our product mix. So if you see that, in earlier days, we only used to have arcade games, which is essentially those video games and those ticket games. Now we have introduced bowling. And that is a strategic call that we took because we wanted to cater to a youth audience. Then we introduced something called VR rides, which is again catering to a much larger audience and not just younger kids. So, the shift that we have seen in last almost 2.5 years is the fact that from a kids only brand to a brand which is known to be a family entertainment destination, to a brand which is known for celebrating parties, celebrating reunions, celebrating corporate parties, everything, So we are offering everything in-house now.
Lovely. I can tell you, you're not reaching out to me, definitely. Yeah, so I think it brings me to my next question, Megha. I didn't know about this till now. So, I guess for a lot of marketers today, reaching your TG with the right communication is one of the biggest challenge.
Yeah.
And I think everyone's talking about the right ROI, the right bucks. I think finance guys keep troubling marketers saying, it's not having the right ROI, let's not spend money. So what are you guys doing in terms of your communication strategies and how are you going to reach out to parents like me to come back to time zone?
So we have also developed a lot of cohorts when it comes to consumer behavior. So for sure, we know that there are some people who come and play only bowling. There are some people who only come on the days when you have a specific offer on a certain game, right? There are people who come only to play arcade games like the video games and the ticket games. So we know that probably he is a parent of a little kid, right? So those are the kind of behavioral cohorts that we have made. Also basis geography, basis the locations, basis the kind of venues that they are visiting, basis the frequency of visits, basis the dwell time. So which is on an average about 30 minutes, but there are certain consumers who are spending about 2 hours as well, right? So all these cohorts are there in the system and we develop communication that resonates well with this kind of audience, right? So if I have a bowling day in time zone, I know these are the guests who are definitely gonna come. There are loyalists, right, who keep waiting for such kind of offers from us. And in fact, if you see our social media page, there are people who are coming and asking for offers proactively because they know that we keep on coming up, with special curated offers for such kind of audience.
Great, thanks so much. Prakash, coming back to you, just shifting to the real estate, you're opening a new mall. And my understanding is that this is not a regular mall. It's going to be an outlet mall. And, you were jesting with me. I think you were telling me that you were going out to shop at the outlet malls. For me, the big one is people like you have to stop going out and spending Indian bucks in Indian malls out here. So, this new concept है आपका, which is the outlet mall. How are you actually marketing it? What's the kind of right platforms you're using to tell people about this mall? How are you attracting retailers to your mall?
So basically, I will give you a very, very good live example. I went to BD to meet a BD in Delhi, who is a retailer, big giant retailer, and I asked him to come to our mall and take a space here. He was not aware about the Bhiwandi. Where is Bhiwandi? So and what is the catchment? How people will come here? I told him you have a software where you have all the billing data of the particular persons. So I told him, you just ask your team and data of this pin code, and you will get the idea how many sales is coming around that particular area. So he says that a Bombay sale having 35% of sale from your area where you are putting the outlet mall. This is the technology where we can prove that customer are coming from where. And for the retailers, so basically we have experience, we have still one more outlet already started before 1 month. So we know that 50 to 60% of the people are coming to shop who are the first time buyers for that particular brand. He has not bought that brand before because whenever you put the numbers, you will get the data when he has bought before. So now there are the new catchment. So about the retailers, we are convincing them for coming there for outlet for like sale. I will give you a small example. Person is having store in Linking Road by paying 700 rupees a square feet rent. where getting the only sale of 50 lakh rupees per month. When he comes to the outlet, where he is paying from 700 to 150 rupees a square feet, and he's getting the sale of 3 crore rupees a month. This is the dynamics of the outlet, which is creating right now in India. There are lots of expansion is coming for the outlet. There are lots of new customers are engaging into the outlet. If you, Harbiji, get the discount of 50% or buy 4 and get 6, you will definitely travel from Andheri to our outlet mall because you are going to get the discount. How the discount is the psychological factor where people will. So there is, so we are not a ordinary mall or fresh mall. We are outlet. We are going to give 365 days discounts in the retail brands where people will be having attraction of discounts. And for the attraction, we are going to create a entertainment zone. We are going to create 55 outlets for the food avenues. We have 86 brands. Is almost all the brands of India is coming here. So we are growing, like making a destination to come for one day, shop, eat, entertainment, and you can enjoy your whole day there.
Very nice, very interesting. Ishida, coming to you. So, how do you actually reach out to your consumers? Are you doing stuff only digitally, or are you also looking at doing physical camps and physical consultations that you're doing? Can you just
So, that's a wonderful question, Harpreet. And I think there is a very delicate balance that needs to be maintained between being too intrusive while engaging with the audience and being intuitive. What we do at Clinically is we kind of walk a very fine line and try not to be too intrusive with all the messages and communication that we send across to our customers. One of the most important things that we do is we notice how a customer is interacting with the communication that we send to them. Based on that and based on their purchase history, we then start upping up the ante on the communication that we send to them. So we're not being too intrusive, but we're just giving them communication that they want. Say, for example, if someone has bought skincare in the last 7 days, we would give them tips, tricks, and some other recommendations on new launches. We will not essentially go out of our way to send them supplements because maybe their purchase history does not tell us that they have bought supplements ever in their entire journey as a customer with us. Apart from that, for us, I feel community, especially the social media community, plays a very, very big role because skincare, hair care, in today's world, especially with the youngsters, it has become such a big trend that, okay, today someone is putting some different sheet mask, I'm also going to start putting it without understanding if it is even right for my skin or not. So it is very important that we create a trustworthy community of doctors and people who are experts in this field, and we have done exactly that with our Instagram handle, and we are able to consistently impart knowledge that the customer wants that eventually then results in good amount of sales for us. So that is essentially what we do to engage our audience at Clinically.
So, skincare and hair care, actually, if you ask me, are very complex categories, right?
Yes.
And you need to really build a lot of trust because, people are going to be very concerned saying my skin.
Yes.
Is it the right product for me? Will I lose hair? So do you see challenges where people are also saying, rather than reaching out for a digital consultation, I would also prefer a physical experience? So are you faced with that kind of a challenge?
Yes, and we believe that going omni-channel is the best way for an industry like ours, and we are in the way to become an omni-channel brand very soon. Right now, we are having all of our consults online. Sometimes here and there, we do have a few events wherein we will take a doctor with us and people can come for free online consults and free physical consults and all. But as of now, mostly everything, all of our efforts are going into online. The trust factor that you're talking about, it is actually a very big thing for us because it takes such a small time frame to break that trust on people. Like maybe they have ordered something and it had given them a bad reaction, and maybe before ordering that product they have not consulted a doctor, so they just used something out of the blue, it gave them a reaction, they will come pitchforks and knives out at the brand ke tumne mujhe kya bech diya. So we always try to kind of have that thing that talk to a doctor first if you're trying to use something like maybe a vitamin C that does not not go well with all skin types, especially it is not recommended for sensitive skin type either. So if you're using an active acid, always go for a doctor consultation first. We are not trying to sell it to you, but we believe it is important for you. Another thing that we do to build trust is, especially for new customers, is that they don't want to immediately shell out their money, because we also have an entire Lux segment at Clinically, wherein we have products that are ranging above of 2,500, which is a lot in terms of skincare for the average Indian customer. We have Is Clinical and other brands like that. So in order to maintain trust, build trust that, okay, pay us 2,500 for this really amazing product, we have also incorporated cash on delivery options as well as same-day delivery options. The same-day delivery option is currently only available in Delhi and NCR regions, but we are slowly expanding that. Adding that options, these two options into the marketplace funnel has drastically improved the trust that users had, because then they're feeling that, okay, I'm not making too big of an investment. I'm going to get it today by 6 p.m. itself. If it doesn't work for me, I'll not buy from them again. But if it does work from them, they become a lifelong loyal customer for us.
Sure. Okay, I think, very interesting. You're obviously spending a lot of money in terms of reaching out to consumers. So how do you actually measure the ROI of all the initiatives that you're taking from a communication and reaching out to your target audience? So are there any metrics that you operate with, or it's a free handle? You can do what you feel like doing. I know, tricky question for all marketers and people running their own businesses. So anyone,
See, the
anyone
biggest
if you can
ROI
start.
for anyone is the end revenue that you are achieving, right? And then you can drill it down to multiple segments, like how many people engaged on social media, how many people opened your emailer, how many people clicked on the link which was provided in the SMS, right? So those are the kind of matrices that somebody needs to monitor closely. Also, for a fact, everybody is talking about digital, everybody is talking about omni-channel marketing, but I think there is a missing piece over here. And I would like to highlight that, which is something called neuroscience in marketing, right? So digital in isolation is not the way forward. While I am a strong advocate of digital marketing, but I honestly feel that, in isolation, it's not going to help us out. So you have to have an integrated, a cohesive, and an omni-channel strategy to take your brand forward in the near future. And there are certain ways in which you can measure your conventional mode of marketing as well. Like, for example, you do a radio ad today. What is a typical tendency? When you listen to an ad, you probably may not be able to gather the entire information at one go. And what's the next tendency? You go on Google and search for that particular offer that you just heard about, or maybe a new launch that you heard about, right? You land onto the website, or you land onto their social media pages, you land onto their Instagram, right? So you should see that spike in your website traffic. You should see that spike in your organic traffic somewhere. So that is a kind of science that you need to build upon when you're planning your marketing campaigns, right? So when you're evaluating it, at the end of the day, it has to be evaluated in a more integrated manner, and not just measuring the number of people who would have heard your radio ad. But how has radio ad impacted your website traffic is an important integral means to measure it. So, yeah.
Ishita, what about you? What do you all do?
I think I definitely agree to what Megha has said. Before, towards the start of, marketing and everything that companies used to do in the primitive traditional marketing, people used to speak out their messages to a void. Now we have data, now we have segmentation options, so we are able to target our messages to specific people. As Megha said that, you listen to a radio ad, but it sticks in your mind. Or maybe you see the same ad maybe on Instagram, you see a billboard of it. So the more touch points we have with the customer, the more recall that it is going to happen, and the more revenue that it's going to drive for your brand. So say, for example, today if I'm here, I'm talking about Clinically, someone in the audience is constantly still Googling what is Clinically, what do they sell, etc. Yeah. And then maybe that someone might end up on our Instagram page, grow a follower for us, and then that just keeps multiplying, and then eventually it will either end up with that person taking a consult because they're really interested in it, or they'll just end up buying a product. So I feel like right now we are no longer in that zone where we are completely marketing things with guesswork. We have the tools, we have the strategies, and we have the technology with us to kind of just go to a customer's house, knock at their door and say, "Ye kharid lo."
No, I think it's a very nice point. So, though you obviously jested about it, but very clearly today for brands, if it's only going to be digital, I think it's an amazing ocean of advertising out there, and grabbing eyeballs is really tough. And therefore, I guess phygital is a really good word, because today, if you can create physical experiences, in experiences like this, where you're able to actually make sure you land your brand, recall happens, people search for you. I think that's omni-channel marketing at its best, right? It's a very good point that you made. Prakash, coming to you, आपके यहाँ मतलब in the industry, how do you measure the ROI of all your marketing efforts? So how do you tell your marketing guy, well done?
So our thing is very much investment driven. So it is a capital investment where we have to use having a huge investment, and we have to take the ROI. It is not as basically ROI. It is a valuation, basically valuation of the rental you are going to get. So in our thing, we have to invest in land. We have just invested land in 2010. I am making the mall in 2024, and I have spent 24, like 14 years for making the maturity of that particular market and waited for that. After this market is matured, we are now constructing it, and whatever rental we are going to get, it is on the cost. So and this is how the like it is not a like a manufacturing or a retail story. We have some different story. We have a valuation where if whatever rental I will get, it will be depend on if I go to a REIT, so it will be valued at X price, and after like and consider the EBITDA, and then will be the valued as a property. So this is the like how we are going to get the so if is rental revenue is constant. There are lots of malls which is fantastically driven for 5 years. After 5 years, it went down, right? And because of that, the valuation is going down. So this is how there are lots of dynamics changes every moment. So if you have to be constantly updated, you have to be constantly focus on your product, and it should give a revenue to your retailer also. If retailer going to gain out of the sales, then only we are going to get, because we are connected with the revenue share percentage with the retailers. So our rental is a part of sales of their particular retailer. So we have to. So this is not just we have given space and now you are run yourself. A mall developer also have to focus on the crowd pulling to the particular mall, how crowd is coming and how crowd is going to spend in that retail stores. So this is the very much 50-50% journey, where retailer also has to focus on their conversation, and a mall developer also has to like pull the crowd to the malls. So there are two where we also need to have a marketing budget. We also have like a marketing campaign every festival we have to run. So this is not a real estate, basic real estate like high street, where I have given space to tips and he's going to give me 1 lakh rupees rent per month. This is not a game for the high street. It is a different game all alone. And if you are having grip of that, you are going to expand.
No, I think it's a very nice point. I can tell you, pehle ek zamana tha that the minute a mall opened, all retailers would run into it, and expecting that it's going to be a boom time. But now I guess it's become challenging time for malls, and I guess it's very interesting that each one has to reinvent in terms of the product offering, in terms of what kind of brands you want to pull in.
Yeah, the distinction factor is very important for any developer right now.
Yeah, so absolutely, so I think product differentiation has now even come into a retail space, very honestly. I think that's what I'm hearing you say. Yeah.
What?
मैंने कहा product differentiation, किस तरह के brands आप लाने वाले हैं, that's making a big call or big difference.
Yeah, basically, so before some days, when I was small, Papa used to go take us to a space in Bombay, just having shopping and come out. And it is only for two times in a year, one time in Diwali and summer vacation. Only 2 time of shopping, like enjoyment for the year. Now, every week, you are going with your kid to time zone and landing up to spend 10,000 or 50,000 rupees by shopping their shoes or some toys or something like Hamleys. And this is all the ecosystem is running around, and this is pulling the wholesale out of the people who are reaching to the mall particular destination. So why it is called destination? Destination is the ecosystem where everyone is enjoying their sale, because one person has come there. So this is the everyone is complementing each other. If you only retail, it is a plain vanilla. If you have retail plus entertainment to your kids, your whole family will go there. If you have entertainment, retail plus your food, you will take your the guest to the mall also. So for Bombay, you don't have a place to visit. It is just a mall. So if you ask yourself in a whole month, in 4 weeks, where you went, 4 weeks we went to mall, a Geo Mall or a In-Orbit Mall or some else mall. So we have only space right now to enjoy our weekend is a mall because you are going to get everything, food, entertainment and retail, everything.
No, I think it's a very good point. I think very clearly we are seeing convergence of experiences. I mean, it's no longer about I'm going to go to place A for experience A, a different place for experience B. It's all about providing multi-sensorial experience in the same place. I think what I'm hearing you all say is that segmenting consumers using AI to make sure that you can make the right cohorts is becoming critical. So investment in technology is becoming very key. And third, very clearly, omnichannel marketing is here to stay.
Yeah.
And I think across different industries, be it entertainment, be it skin specialization, be it real
any
estate, we're
industry,
actually looking at the entire gamut of experiences to create for people. Anything else that you guys would like to add before we open it up to the audience?
I think I'll just echo to what Prakash had said, that the only reason why retail spaces and malls today are adding time zones and all of these things is because जितना time आप एक mall में रहोगे उतना उनका धंधा बढ़ेगा. It's all about that stickiness factor, and I believe we have a lot to learn from this exact thing. Everywhere, all the marketers, even e-commerce platforms have a lot to learn about what can we do to make our customers stick to a landing page. Can we throw in an offer right when they're about to make an exit out of that page? Do we give them some bundle, a free gift, anything and everything that makes them stay on that page for a little bit longer, kind of pushes them to buy something, add to cart kar deti hu, buy kar deti hu. The longer you stay, the longer you are going to buy. And that, as marketers, is a very big lesson that we have to learn and start implementing in our strategies.
No, I think very well put. It's all about saying thoda waqt aur.
Yes.
Right? So it's all about some more time on the landing page, some more time in the entertainment zone, some more time in my Tips Frankie outlet, some more time in the mall out there. So I think each one was saying thoda.
Yes.
Bas thoda aur. I guess that's the sum and theme, I think, what I can pick up in the way the world's evolving right now.
Yes.
So with that, I think we'll just open up the questions to the audience. Anyone in the audience wants to ask us anything? I hope you guys are not bored. Yeah, I know it's evening time, chai time and everything. So good, I guess we've answered everyone's queries for this session. Thanks so much, everyone. Really fun chatting with you all. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.